Welcome to Film Love, and today I'm going to be doing 5 fun facts about the 1995 big budget bomb Waterworld. There was actually a video game tie-in released for the movie. It was on the Virtual Boy. However, like the movie itself and the console on which it was played, it sold well below expectations. It was ultimately the only movie tie-in released on that short-lived system. Like with another Universal movie, Jaws, Waterworld ran into plenty of problems due to filming on the water. For the scenes on open water, of which there are many, the more than 2 million pound set had to be transported several miles off the coast. Weather also became an issue around 3 p.m. most days, which is an issue compounded by the fact that a great deal of the movie takes place during the daytime.
Enola, jump! Jump! Look at me! Jump! Okay!
Director Kevin Reynolds did not have an easy time making the movie, ultimately getting a Razzie nomination for Worst Director. Worse than that was the fact that he clashed with his friend, Kevin Costner, with whom he had worked on Fandango and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Reynolds was quoted as saying that Costner should only work on movies that he himself directs. That way, he works with his favorite actor and director. Reynolds even left the project after submitting his first cut, which was over 3 hours, at which point Costner then became the de facto director and headed the editor's room. Even still, the two did collaborate about 17 years later on the miniseries Hatfields and McCoys. This wasn't even the first time that they had clashed on set either, as they got into fights towards the end of making Robin Hood as well, with Costner ultimately locking Reynolds out of the editing room. The film even ran into trouble in its earliest stages, namely the script. All in all, there were 36 different drafts from 6 different writers. The first screenwriter, Peter Rader, wrote the first 7 of those before being replaced, and it just kept being rewritten well after cameras had already started rolling.
Like your mommy or your pet fish. He say anything?
Shouldn't make fun of him. He wouldn't like it.
Girl, I don't give a shit what he'd like. He took out my eye.
It was pretty much doomed from the start, at least as far as the press was concerned. Waterworld was the victim of a lot of bad press all throughout, and it would be hard to argue that the constant stream of negativity didn't at least ding the box office when it finally did hit theaters. First, there was the incessant reporting of how over budget it was. Then there was all the coverage of Costner's costly divorce. He was served divorce papers on day 3 of the shoot. And then there was the fact that because of all that negative publicity surrounding his divorce, they were banned from the set, which then really caused them to sink their teeth into the remainder of the production.
I've had a vision.
Yeah, well, we're tired of your vision. What about the land you promised us?
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Give Waterworld a shot if you haven't seen it before. I don't love it, but it is interesting. It is the definition of, what you see on the screen looks very expensive, and you almost have to admire that everything is practical, and you can definitely see how it went over budget so quickly and by so much. Have a good one. Thanks again.